So yes, I did play varsity basketball, but I got asked to leave.
And why did you get asked to leave?
Creative differences with the coach.
And what kind of creative differences?
He thought that I was probably a little bit better at football, and they were like, we don't want to risk you getting hurt and taking your time, so we need to get you out to run track and play football. So they said it's probably the best thing for you.
DC ain't even make JVT. I love it.
I 100% did, and I was asked to leave. And, there's a lot of people out there that know why and that can stay. It's not something we need to dig up.
It was fighting was involved, if I'm not mistaken, correct? You beat somebody. Basically, you bullied somebody.
I was a lover, not a fighter, and I have the daughter to prove it, so...
Welcome to Big B Daily. No frauds allowed.
What's going on, everybody? What is happening? This is your man, Big B. Welcome to Big B Daily. We are live. We appreciate everybody being in here today. Thank you guys for showing up again. As always, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time, we are live. Lot to cover today, man. We got a lot to cover today. Nuggets, they basically steal game 2 away from the Lakers. The Lakers up 20 in the third quarter, can't hold on. Jamaal Murray breaks their heart at the end. Then the 76ers up 5 with 45 seconds to go. Can't bring it home. Again, late game collapse. Let's just call it that. Another late game collapse. Horrible. The 76ers, I think you could say they choked. The Lakers, they both choked. Let's just call it what it is. They both choked. Got to be able to win those basketball games, man. You have to. So, ugly finishes, depending on who you're talking about. The Knicks and the Nuggets, great finishes. But for the Lakers and the 76ers, choke jobs. Just absolute choke jobs. So, ugly finish. But Andy Reid, he also gets a contract extension. We are going to take all of that. We're going to talk about all that today and more. So we appreciate everybody being in here. Again, as always, if you appreciate what you like and you like what we're doing and you want to support the show, the link is in the bio. You know how to do it. We accept everything. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. Boom, boom, boom. All likes, follows, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's get into the show, man. Let's get into the show. So, first thing, the Nuggets snatched game 2 from the Lakers, and that's what I call it. They snatched it from them. Because the Lakers were up 20 in the third quarter. They were rolling. Anthony Davis, at one point in the game, was 15 out of 16 from the floor. Couldn't be stopped. Or 14 out of 15, excuse me. Could not be stopped. He was taking it right at Nikola Jokic. Jokic, he's not a good defender anyway, had nothing for him. Had absolutely nothing for him. The Lakers did stop going to AD, but in the fourth quarter, LeBron was rolling. AD slowed down a little bit. He got tired, but LeBron was rolling in the fourth quarter. Now, I think AD's got to get more than 4 shots in the fourth quarter. I grant you that. He's got to get 4 shots. But LeBron had it going. He had it going. He did the exact opposite of what he did in game 1. He got it rolling in the fourth quarter and kept them afloat. But here's the thing, people. Darvin Ham. How bad of a coach is Darvin Ham? And this is what I mean by that. Nikola Jokic was under control, but once he started going, nobody else outside of Michael Porter Jr., nobody else was making any shots. And he continued to single cover Joker and allowed him to just dominate the basketball game. Even Anthony Davis, Hachimura, he just allowed them to just single cover. And I'm like, why aren't you doubling when the Nuggets aren't making any shots? Make him pass the basketball. Didn't do it, and he crushed them. Just terrible. Just terrible. So I don't know what the game plan was there. Yeah, Rui, I was talking to my buddy earlier before the show. Look, Rui is being guarded by Michael Porter Jr., who doesn't know how to spell defense. You can't score 3 points and then allow Michael Porter Jr. to get 22. Look, Porter Jr. is going to get his points because he's that good offensively. But as good as he is offensively, he's that bad defensively. You got to be able to make him pay. You got to at least get 10, 12 points. You can't get 3. That's unacceptable. And Darvin Ham, Lord have mercy, double team him. Do something. Don't let this man beat you. And then Jamaal Murray. Look, Jamaal Murray struggled all game until the last 6 minutes of the game. Couldn't buy a basket. Next thing you know, he goes berserk. And they couldn't stop him. He got a roll because he wasn't doing nothing. Even early in the fourth quarter, still couldn't buy a basket. And then the last 6, 7 minutes, he just got it going. And then there was nothing the Lakers could do. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't stop him. They couldn't slow him down. And then he made the shot at the end. Buddy of mine didn't think he was going to make it. I'm like, yeah, he's going to make it. I'm like, this is his moment. This is what he does. And he made it. And the Lakers are going to get swept. The Lakers are going to get swept. The Lakers are going to go home. They're not going to recover from this. They might get beat by 40 points on Thursday. They might get beat by 40 points at home. The Lakers are getting blown out at home. Now, I don't want to see that because I want it to be a series. I want this to be a series. I don't know who I'm necessarily rooting for, but I want it to be a close series. I don't think it's going to be now. I don't think the Lakers can recover. Oh, here's another fun fact. Has anybody seen Austin Reeves? Like, has anybody seen him out there on the court? I mean, that was the thing. Austin Reeves, he's playing well. He's doing the things, that you need him to do. Has he done anything? I mean, Austin Reeves has done nothing. Absolutely nothing. And, Caldwell Pope has basically said, Austin Reeves, I'm taking you out of everything that you want to do. I'm taking you out of everything that you want to do. You're not going to get going. I'm not going to let you have any looks. And he hadn't had any looks. And that's it. So, good point. Somebody's saying Lakers are a play-in team. Yeah, you're right. They are. They don't have enough perimeter defense to do much. Look, Snitch Russell had it going last night. And if the Lakers can't win that, here's the thing to keep in mind. Snitch Russell had it going. AD had it going. LeBron started cooking in the fourth quarter, but they still only got 99 points. That's the one thing that we got to keep in mind. They still only got 99 points. You can't win that way, man. You can't win that way. That's just my personal opinion. You're not going to be able to win that way. So 99 points in the NBA, this ain't 90s basketball. This ain't 90s NBA basketball. You can't win like that. Snitch Russell had it going. LeBron, you need somebody. You need somebody, man. And that's the thing. You got to have something. Somebody else. The Nuggets, they spread it around, but their 2 stars brought them home. The Lakers, they didn't spread it around. LeBron tried to get them home, but nobody else came with him. And if you know, in the fourth quarter, nobody else came with LeBron. Nobody else came with him. Now, the one thing is, in the last 4 minutes, I think they only went through AD like 3 or 4 times on the offensive end. But I'm okay with that because LeBron had it going. I'm okay with that because LeBron literally had it going. So, Yeah, I know it's just one game, but it's a morale breaker. I mean, it's a morale breaker. So, and I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, you need Austin Reeves to do something. And KCP is like, nope, you ain't going to do anything. You're not going to do anything. So, LeBron complaining. Look, LeBron was butthurt after the game. He didn't know what to say, so he complained about the replay center. First of all, he was right, but that didn't matter. That didn't cost you a 20-point lead. That one non-foul call, which they did call the foul, and then they came back and reversed it, which was one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. Who ever heard of you call a foul, you go to the replay, you see the foul, and then nope, not a foul. I'm like, huh? What are we doing? But that didn't cost the Lakers. That didn't cost the Lakers at all. I mean, I don't know. So, and I get it, but that did not cost you the game. That non-foul call that they reversed, which again was horrible, that didn't cost the Lakers the game. The Lakers got beat is because they didn't have anybody go with LeBron in the fourth quarter. They didn't go with anybody to go. They didn't have any. Like Anthony Davis, we can say he didn't get the ball enough, but when he did have it, he didn't do anything. Can't have that. Yeah, the replay booth ain't going to save you from no 20-point lead. Nah, buddy. I don't want to hear it. I'm not even saying that you got to win by 20. Thanks for the gift, man. We appreciate it. I'm not even saying that you got to win by 20 points. All I'm saying is you can't give up that lead. You just can't. The Lakers did everything possible to win that game, and they lost. Well, now what? You think D'Lo's going to be hot like that? Snitch Russell ain't going to be hot like that again. You know? AD's going to be hot like that again? I don't know, maybe. He's had 32 the last two games. I think even more. Just like I said yesterday, Anthony Davis can just keep going. Just keep going. Get 45. Jokic, they're going to single cover him. They're like, no, we'll single cover you. And that's the Nuggets strategy, is to say, will Anthony Davis continue to be aggressive? Will he continue to do it? The answer was no. I think, and I know what you're going to say. People are going to say, Big B, you're crazy. He scored 32 points, and he did. He did score 32 points. Get 40. Get 45. They weren't going to stop you. They weren't going to double you. The Nuggets have decided they're not going to do that. They're not going to double you. So go crush them. And he started to do that, and then he stopped. So I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. I look, the Nuggets won the game. You got to give them credit. The Nuggets won the game. So is there any path that the Lakers can win besides somebody getting hurt? No, I didn't think there was any path before the series started, number one. I didn't think the Lakers could win the series. I thought they could win some games and make it competitive. They're not going to win a game now. They're not going to win a game. So, Pat Cockrell, this is an idiotic comment, buddy. I mean, what does Joker have to do with LeBron? They're not guarding each other. That's. I mean, come on, bro. You're better than that. We're not doing dumb comments today. You don't like LeBron? Just say you don't like LeBron. Somebody put a Laker jersey on Bronco Nagurski, and they may have some defense. The Lakers played good defense. 101 points in today's NBA is good defense. That's good defense. But, man, I don't know. The Lakers aren't going to win, man. The Lakers aren't going to win. They're not even going to win a game. They're not going to win a game. So, and yes, I didn't even get to this point. Darvin Ham has to be better. Darvin Ham is so bad. Now, this is not, oh, well, you're taking a – Darvin Ham is an awful basketball coach. Let's just call it what it is. He's an awful basketball coach. So, he's terrible. So, but man, oh man, that's you're just gonna allow Jokic to just kill you. You're not gonna try to double team him with nobody else making any shots besides Michael Porter. You're just gonna continue to play one-on-one. Terrible. That's Doc Rivers level bad coaching. That is Doc Rivers level bad coaching. So, and no, the Lakers are not supposed to win, but you got to win that game. The Lakers aren't supposed to win this series, but you got to win that game. I mean, that's all I'm saying. We can say that the Lakers aren't supposed to win this series, but they're not supposed to get swept. They got to win that game. That was bad. That was bad. So, but let's move on. Let's move on. Last night, the Philadelphia 76ers got robbed. I said it. The Philadelphia 76ers got robbed. They're up 4. Now, first of all, they did make some bad play. You're up 5 with 45 seconds. You got to be able to win that game. But then Jalen Brunson makes a 3. The ball hits the front of the rim and then falls through. Unbelievable. But, hey, the basketball god said it is what it is. Then, all of a sudden, they go to inbounds the ball. Call timeout. First of all, bad coaching. You have to call timeout as soon as they make it. Advance the ball to the front court. They don't do that. Okay, what are you doing? But then, they go to throw the ball inbounds. Tyrese Maxey gets mugged. No foul call. Jalen Brunson literally puts his arms around his waist and stops him from moving. That's a foul the last time I checked.
My name is Susie Loftus.
That's a foul.
And I'm
What happened on that last play?
But do they call anything? No, they don't. They don't call anything. That was a foul. Then, on top of that, they do get the ball inbounds. Ball bounces up in the air. Maxey grabs it. They knock him to the ground. Nope, no foul. I'm like, hold on a second. And I know people, well, that's NBA playoff basketball. Hey, man, a foul is a foul. I get playoff basketball, but you can't knock a man to the ground. No foul. Oh, my God. Lord have mercy. It's unbelievable. Shoo. Unbelievable. Fouls, foul, no foul called. You got ignorant people calling me a hater. You saw the foul. It was a foul. Period. End of story. Now, if you don't think that it was, just say, I'm ignorant. I wanted my team to win, and I can live with that. I can live with it. But we all know what we saw. We know it. It's terrible, but they got away with one. But, hey, man, the Knicks made the play. The Knicks also had to make the shots. The Knicks also had to make the shots. Here we got people talking about, oh, the Knicks got every call. Man, nobody said the Knicks got every call. At the end of the game, people got fouled. You have to make that foul that changes possession. When you get fouled and the possession changes, you have to call that. A man got knocked to the ground with the ball in his hand. That's a foul. You have to call it. If you don't, woo. Oh, man. The bottom line is they got fouled. The 76ers got robbed. They got robbed. Refs had Knicks jerseys on last night. They might have. He might have. Oh, he slipped. He slipped. That could be one of the worst And I mean, just say you're not objective if you're saying he slipped. Yeah, he did slip because somebody pushed him. You're right. You're right. Tyrese Maxey slipped because somebody pushed him. That's why he slipped. He got fouled, period. But again, the Knicks made the play. Hey, they can have the ball. You can miss the shots. They didn't miss. Not to mention the 76ers, when DiVincenzo missed the first shot, the 76ers have to get that rebound. End of story. No ifs, ands, or buts. You have to get that rebound. You do. So, but instead, they didn't. They make the three. Boom, end of game. And then they made the defensive play at the other end. They make the defense. I mean, so while I thought the 76ers got jobbed, the Knicks did their part and made the plays when they had to make them. So you can't take that away from the Knicks. Yeah, you got to capitalize on the opportunities. The Knicks made the plays when they needed to make them. And you can't fault them for that. You cannot fault them for that. Not to mention, Brunson is shooting horribly in this series. Horrible. And they are still finding a way to win. They are still finding a way to win. So, the Knicks won the game. You know, you can't take that away. I still think the 76ers got jobbed. I still think they do. Now, you talk about nobody going with them. I mean, Embiid, 34. Maxey, 35. Tobias Harris, who I want to say that Tobias Harris is making like $35 million, 10 points. What? I mean, is that all we're going to do? 4 of 11, 10 points. Now, first of all, I think Tobias Harris has been stealing money for years. But Lord have mercy. Jiminy Christmas. You got to do something. That's just, they can't do it. Can't do it. But it is what it is. It is what it is. The Knicks won the game. The 76ers got jobbed. Two things can be true. Two things can absolutely be true. Because while the 76ers got jobbed, and they did, the Knicks still had to make the plays. I mean, if they don't make the shots and make the plays, it doesn't matter. They made them. Period. End of story. Shout out to Tobias Harris' agent. His agent happens to be his daddy. So you're daggone right. Shout out to Tobias Harris' agent. So, yeah. I mean, how he got the contract that he got, I'll never know. I will never know. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So, and that's true. Josh Hart and McBride have been picking up the slack offensively for Brunson. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. While Maxey and Embiid, the Knicks have no answers for them, nobody else is doing anything. It's tough to win like that in the playoffs, man. It's tough to win. And when you've got a guy that's making $36 million and he ain't scoring, what are you supposed to do? I mean, that's your third guy, Tobias Harris, and he's doing nothing. Whew, man. It's just ugly. Look at this. Y'all look at this. Tobias Harris been stealing since Ja Rule had braids. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Tobias Harris is just, man. I mean, he's a number 4 on a team. And to be getting paid that kind of money because he had a good year in Orlando, and all of a sudden he parlays that into a big money deal with the 76ers. Goodness gracious. Oh, well. It is what it is. It is what it is. But, and here's another case. You know, Embiid's talking about they're going to win the series. I don't think the 76ers aren't going to win a game. I take that back. The 76ers will win game 3, but I think the Knicks are going to win game 4, and then that'll be the end of it. I said 76ers in 6 to start the series. I was wrong. Not after last night. They had to win that one last night. So the Knicks are going to win this series now in 6 games. In 6 games. It might even be 5. Because if they win game 3, which I think that the 76ers will, but the Knicks win game 4, they'll close them out in game 5 back in New York, and that'll be the end of it. That'll be the end of it. 76ers had their chance. They had their chance. Like, you're up 5. In an NBA game, you're up 5 with 45 seconds to go. You have to be able to win that game, man. You have to. You have to. So, but they didn't. They didn't. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Like I said, it's you got to take advantage of the opportunities when they come. You must do that. And the 76ers didn't. Whether they got jobbed or not, which, again, they did, you still got to take advantage of your opportunities. And you did not do that. You did not do that. 2 games last night came down to the wire. I mean, nobody's even talking about the Cleveland-Orlando game. I mean, did that game even exist last night? I mean, Cleveland won. I mean, they tried to let Orlando come back. They were up damn near 30 in the fourth quarter and let Orlando come back. But did anybody even notice that Cleveland played Orlando last night? I know I didn't. I mean, did anybody watch? Because I didn't watch. I didn't watch. You know, number one, because I don't think either one of those teams has any chance in the next round to do anything. I think Boston is going to steamroll whoever it is. But yeah, I feel bad for them. Like, nobody was paying attention to that. Nobody's even talking about that game. Like, any sports show or nothing. They didn't even bring the game up. I watched all of Get Up this morning. They didn't even bring up Cleveland versus Orlando. Not one segment was on them. Yeah, nobody's even talking about that series. Most irrelevant series that I've ever seen in my life. Huh. Now, Houston, he's saying it was finally a relief from what Reggie did to. Yeah. Okay. Now I can get behind that. Because look, Reggie Miller, he pushed down Greg Anthony, when he scored all them points in the last, 8 seconds or something. I get it. He pushed Greg Anthony down. He did. So, what was it? 25 years later, they finally got their get back. Okay, I can live with that. I can live with that. I can live with it. But yeah, 2 good games last night, down to the wire. Probably for me, and I'm 48 years old, in my lifetime, NBA playoffs, 2 back-to-back games that came down like that. I don't know that I've ever seen that before. I don't know that I've ever seen 2 down to the wire, last second games like that in back-to-back games on the same night. I don't think I've seen that. Great basketball. Good for the NBA. Good for the NBA. Some people think that the NBA numbers have been a little bit irrelevant. The games go on. Guys don't play as hard. Well, people were playing hard last night. People were playing real hard last night on both sides, on both those games. That was the one thing that you can't say, oh, well, the guys aren't playing hard. No, they were competing last night. And again, maybe that's one of the reasons, and we always say playoff basketball, things slow down. I mean, the Knicks game, Knicks 76ers, it was 104-101. I mean, it wasn't no 125 to 126 or 120, something like it. It wasn't that. Guys were playing defense. The Nuggets, 101-99. Guys are playing defense, man. Guys are playing defense. And that's a great point, my man, Pat Cockrell. Playoff NBA is so much better than the regular season. You're 1,000, because I can't watch the regular season. I can't watch. NBA basketball, the playoffs, I can watch from start to finish. And I will watch from start to finish. Playoffs, I can't get involved. Or regular season, I can't get involved. 3 quarters are not playing hard. Everybody played hard from the start of the game last night. That's NBA playoff basketball, baby. I love it. I absolutely love it. Let's move on. Hey, as a reminder, again, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time, Big B Daily, we are live. And again, as always, on all the platforms, where you're at, how you're watching, how you're consuming this. If you like what we're doing, please, if you want to support the show, you know how to do it. The links are in the bio. So please do that. Make sure that you're in the chat, letting us know if you like it, what you don't like. Continue to comment. We'll continue to engage. So we appreciate it. Turning the page here, kind of flipping the script. Andy Reid getting a new contract. A lot of people thought, well, maybe Andy Reid's going to retire. This will be his last year. Nope. He re-ups. 5-year extension to 2029. Andy Reid's not going anywhere anytime soon. Now, it doesn't mean that he can't retire early, but he's 66 years old. I don't think that as long as he's healthy, I don't think Andy Reid's going to go anywhere. I don't think he's going to go anywhere. He lives in Kansas City. The cost of living is so much less than what it was when he was in Philadelphia. The people don't bother him in Kansas City. As successful as he has been, they don't bother him. He can go where he wants. He's got Patrick Mahomes as his quarterback, for crying out loud. He's got an organization that supports him. A great general manager and president. I don't think he goes anywhere. So, I don't think he goes anywhere. I just, no reason for him to, unless he's just tired of coaching, then yeah, you retire. When you're done and you just don't want, but I think he still wants to do it. And like I said, as long as he's still healthy enough and his health will allow, I think he coaches this 5-year contract out. It's a good point, Houston. Wherever Andy is at, yeah. I mean, you're not going to find too many people that don't like Andy Reid. The only person that you've ever heard, I shouldn't say ever, but even Terrell Owens loved Andy Reid. Yeah, you haven't heard too many people bad-mouthing Andy Reid other than Le'Veon Bell, and I think we all know why Le'Veon Bell bad-mouthed Andy Reid. Because Le'Veon Bell couldn't play anymore. He ended up getting a Super Bowl ring. What do you want? You got to no, he didn't. That's right. They lost the Super Bowl that year. But yeah, you couldn't help the Chiefs. Le'Veon Bell. Ugh. Yes, I know I'm bitter because I'm a Steelers fan. And he blew us off to take less money because he's an idiot. But that's just me talking. I apologize. That's just me talking. But yeah, man, with Andy Reid under the helm, the Chiefs are going to be good for a long time, man. Long time. I think this year you're going to see them draft a tight end, maybe in the 2nd or 3rd round. I think Travis Kelce getting a little long in the tooth. I think you started to see that the second half of the season when teams started to say, we're going to take you away. The one game that he had that was great, the first half against the Ravens, where the Ravens said, well, we're not going to double team him. And Travis Kelce made him pay. Second half, they double teamed. They took him away. But I think that we're going to start seeing the team start to evolve a little bit. They're going to get another receiver. They'll take another receiver. Fill out some more stuff on defense. The Chiefs got a good thing going. They got a good thing going. It all starts with the quarterback. But they got a good thing going, man. Nah, the Chiefs running game's not terrible at all. It's not terrible at all. And I know Pacheco, when his contract's up, he's probably going to be trying to get, big money, and the Chiefs are going to say, thank you, goodbye. Thank you, goodbye. They're not going to sit around and and pay. You know how the Chiefs do. They'll get a running back. They'll have two. They'll make a combined $3.5 million. That's how they're going to do it. We're not going out and draft. They tried their luck at drafting a guy in the first round, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and how did that work out for him? Couldn't stay healthy, wasn't super productive, got way more production out of guys that were undrafted and seventh-round draft picks. So that's their model. We're going to spend the money other places. And it works. It works. They're not paying high-dollar receivers anymore. Tyreek Hill, they're not giving nobody $25, $28, $30 million a year at the wide receiver position. They're not going to do that. They're going to spend their money on linemen, quarterback. That's what makes sense. And maybe a defensive back. They got rid of Snead because they're going to pay McDuffie because they know McDuffie is better. And that doesn't mean Snead is bad. But you got to, hey, what are you going to do? And they got some more draft pick. Look, the Chiefs got it going, man. They got it going. Are they going to be the favorite this year? That's a good question. As we move to the open mic session, that's a good question. Are the Chiefs going to be the favorites? So, are they going to be the favorites? I don't know that it even matters. They weren't the favorites this year. No top flight receiver. Couldn't win some of these games we thought they should win. Struggled down the stretch. I mean, they lost at home to the Raiders on Christmas. Or what? No, it was either Christmas or New Year's. I think it was Christmas. Struggled down the stretch. And on the road in the playoffs. Oh, they can't go on the road and win. Go to Buffalo. They win. Go to Baltimore. They win. Play an unbeatable team in the Super Bowl. They win. At what point does we say, hey, man, what's it going to take? What's it going to take? And that's a great point, Pat. I don't think the Chiefs are going to be the favorites in Vegas. They won't be. But it doesn't matter at this point. Doesn't matter. Because I don't think it does. I don't think it does. What the Chiefs are doing. I don't think it does. So, Rob Johnson says the Bengals will beat the Chiefs if Burrow stays healthy. No, they won't. The reason that the Bengals have been competitive with the Chiefs in previous years is because of the defense. It isn't because Joe Burrow has played spectacular. He had one good game against the Chiefs. One. He hasn't had all these crazy games. It's because their defense was really good.
My name is Susie Lofton.
And now that their defense isn't very good anymore because they've gotten rid of guys, especially their secondary, as far as the safety position, their defense is not good anymore. They're not beating the Chiefs. They're not beating the Chiefs. It's not going to happen. Sorry. So, not going to happen. Now, there's a good thing. The Texans might make the Super Bowl. Yeah. But you're still going to have to beat the Chiefs. You're still going to have to beat them. And I don't know that they can. We'll see. They're still a young team. They are still a young team. You know. My man, what can? Big B, what do the Suns have to do to make a competitive series versus the Timberwolves? Win tonight? Get Bradley Beal going. Devin Booker's got to get his thing. He's got to get it going. That's what the big three have to play like a big three. That's what needs to happen. I mean, we can make all the excuses. We can come up with all the strategy in the world. They got Bradley Beal because they wanted to form a big three that was so good offensively that you could, no matter what you did, you couldn't stop him. Well, that hasn't been the case. Bradley Beal's been a shell of himself basically all year. Part of that's due to injury. Part of it, I think, is due to fit. He's not used to being the third option. But that's what they need to do. They got to have all three guys be the guys that they are. If they do, I think they can win the series. If not, they're not going to win. They're not going to win if it's just two of them. They're just not. They're not going to beat Minnesota that way. They don't have enough defense to be able to beat Minnesota if the Suns only got two of their guys going. It's just not going to happen. So, glad you made it back to the show, man. We're on at 9 a.m. every day. Well, 9 a.m. Monday through Friday. Thank you for coming back, man. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. So that's what's going on. So we'll see. We'll see we'll see what happens tonight with Phoenix. But if their big three don't all click, it's a problem. It's a problem. Why did the Lakers double Jokic up 20 points? They didn't. That's the whole thing. They stopped doubling him. The Lakers let him do his thing. And the problem is, the only person that was making any shots for Denver was Michael Porter Jr. Nobody else was making any shots. I'm like, what are you doing? You just let Jokic kill you. And he did. So, horrible decision. Horrible coaching. Darvin Ham, what are you doing? Any big trades in the draft? Raiders going to move up for a QB? I don't think the Raiders need to move up. The Raiders are not a quarterback away. Giving up picks to move up for a quarterback, that's not a smart move. Not now. Not when you have so many holes. There'll be a quarterback that falls, unless they're just, we got to have this guy. But I don't think there's a guy where the Raiders are going to be able to move up to where you say, we just got to have him. I think that's a mistake. They just need to sit right where they are and wait. And if anything, the Raiders can move back and try to get more picks. So, are the Vikings getting Herbert? I keep hearing that, man. I keep hearing that the Vikings are going to trade for Herbert. I keep hearing that noise. I mean, I think it would be nuts if the Chargers traded Justin Herbert. Look, I give Justin Herbert a hard time, just like a lot of people. Got to be better regardless of your surroundings. You got to find a way to win games. I know a lot of people, winning's a team stat. Hey, man, when you're splitting hairs, winning matters. And you can put a team on your back as a quarterback. But at the same time, that's crazy if they traded him. That's crazy. So if you decide you want to get rid of Justin Herbert, I mean, whatever. That's what you want to do, Harbaugh, to get picks. And maybe that's what Harbaugh's thinking. He's like, yeah, we've got Justin Herbert, but how do we get better? How do we get better fast? Well, we got to give up our biggest asset. And we can find a quarterback that can play quarterback the way that I want. And maybe that's the thinking. And is it horrible thinking? I mean, look what they've had, and it hasn't. Well, now, granted, look, the Chargers' head coaching has been horrendous. Their ownership, front office, horrendous. But maybe Harbaugh's like, hey, man, we're not a player away. We got to figure some stuff out. We got to get more players. We're not winning anything this year anyway. So we got to start completely over. Let's get rid of Herbert. We'll find a quarterback. We need picks. And if Herbert and Jefferson get together, look out. First of all, Jefferson will stay. That's number one. But look out, because Minnesota, if you pay attention, the Vikings are not that far away, people. They're not. The Vikings are not that far away. As a matter of fact, if Kirk Cousins doesn't get hurt last year, the Vikings probably make the playoffs. Because they started to get it together under Joshua Dobbs, for crying out loud. So that the Vikings aren't that far away. Justin Jefferson was hurt for a lot of the season last year. And so they're not that far away, man. And I don't know. The Vikings need a quarterback. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. And what would you rather do? Would you rather give up? Because they're probably going to have to give up 2 firsts and a second to get Justin Herbert. I would do that. I would do that in a heartbeat. I would give up 2 firsts and a second to get Justin Herbert. Because the 2 firsts this year and next year, and probably a second-round pick this year. I would do that to get Justin Herbert. I mean, 3 firsts, then not a second. But even if it was 3 first-round picks, would you do that to get Justin Herbert? Which would solidify you keeping Justin Jefferson? I would do that. So I would absolutely do that. I would do it in a heartbeat. I don't know that I would give up 2 first-round picks this year for Justin or for Herbert. I wouldn't do that. But yeah, for the next 3 years, yeah. To get Herbert, you got to have a quarterback in this league, man. You do. And would I rather take my chances on him or take my chances on an unproven rookie that I don't know? That's just my feelings. I move up or I trade to get him. Now, will the Chargers do that? I don't know. I don't know. So, and it's not about not wanting his contract. You can always fit guys in under the contract. I get it. It's crazy contracts, a lot of guaranteed money. You can figure it out. You can always figure it out. Not to mention the salary cap's going up this year. It's going to go up next year. It's going to continue to go up. So those cap numbers start to become irrelevant when the guaranteed money, it starts to become more irrelevant because the cap keeps going up. I mean, teams, look at Denver. Denver's eating $85 million over the next 2 years on Russell Wilson. They're saying, screw it. Dallas is saying, because next year, when Dak will not be the quarterback of the Cowboys next year, by the way, he's basically they're saying, $40 million, we'll eat it. We don't care. We don't care. So that's my thing. Do the Giants draft a quarterback? Says Rob Johnson. Of course. Because there's a team that can actually get out of their contract after this year. You know, all they talk about Daniel Jones' bad contract, and it was $40 million for Daniel Jones is highway robbery. But after this year, they can get out. And if I'm them, I get out. Draft the quarterback, trade Daniel Jones. That's what I would do. I wouldn't even let Daniel Jones be on my roster if I'm the Giants. I trade him. And somebody out there will take Daniel Jones. Somebody out there will take Daniel Jones as their starting quarterback. So hold on. Somebody said if the Giants, I'm assuming said draft, a quarterback now would be a mistake. You would rather have Daniel Jones as your quarterback? Oh, man. Why would you let him play one more year and then dump him? What's the purpose of that? If you're going to dump him, why not get a draft pick for him? Why not trade him now and then get something for him? What's the purpose of letting him play another year when you can draft a rookie and let that rookie get the experience? So, yeah, you don't let a guy, if that's your plan, then you get rid of a guy a year too early versus a year late. There's no reason to let Daniel Jones stay on your team, play for your team, just so you can get rid of him next year. That doesn't make any sense. Now, it doesn't mean the Giants won't do that because the Giants are a terrible franchise. So it doesn't mean they won't do that. But why would you just let him play? That doesn't make any sense. Just get rid of him now. Somebody will trade for him. Somebody out there will take Daniel Jones. Somebody will do it. I don't know who it's going to be, but somebody will take him and start him because there are plenty of teams in this league that need a starter. So let me ask you guys this question. Nobody talks about this, but don't the Saints need a quarterback? I mean, nobody. I know there's not a ton of Saints fans in here right now, but don't the Saints need to draft a quarterback? You're just going to continue throw Derek Carr out there? For what? For what? The Saints got to get a quarterback. Oh, my goodness. If the Browns take Daniel Jones, that'll be one of the best days of my life. I will love it. I will love it. But the Saints got to get a quarterback. I don't know how they can get one, but they need a guy. They need a guy. David Carr is terrible. Or Derek Carr, not David Carr. Derek Carr is terrible. They got more NFL Super Bowl championships than the Steelers. Look, nobody counts NFL titles before they let black people play. So nobody cares about the Giants. Nobody cares. Okay, how many titles they won in the 40s? Nobody cares how many titles they won in the 50s. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Okay? I know Giants fans probably care. I get it. I get the Giants fans care, but nobody cares. So, somebody asked who the draft bust is going to be. Is it Drake May? I don't think it's Drake May. I think it's Jaden Daniels. I think Jaden Daniels is going to be the bust. I think Jaden Daniels is going to be the bust. So, I don't think Penix. I mean, I'm not big on Penix and Bo Nix. So, for me, they're not going to be a bust. But I get that sentiment. I get that sentiment. Is that because I think somebody's going to trade up to take Penix. I don't think Penix is going to be – I never thought he was going to be that good. I just don't. Penix to the Raiders. I think Penix to the Seahawks. Or this morning I heard Penix to the Chargers. That the Chargers were going to trade – that we're going to try to draft him because Matthew Stafford last year guaranteed money. And they'll move on. So I don't know. But I'm just not high on Penix. That's all. The Browns' first pick is cursed. Yes, I mean the Rams. I apologize. The Rams, not the Chargers, the Rams. Yeah, I heard the Rams were going to take Penix. I heard the Seahawks are trying to get him. It wouldn't be horrible. So, it wouldn't be horrible. Saints are going to draft Arch Manning in a year or two. I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? It makes sense. I still got to see Arch Manning get on a college field and prove that he's any good. I still got to see that. And don't talk to me about he looked great in the spring game. Come on, man. I participated in spring games. That's not real football. Spring games are not real football. So don't tell me about how good somebody looked in the spring game. They can manipulate everything to make anybody look good in the spring game. So, Arch Manning coming to the Giants. I still got to see, like I said, I still got to see Arch Manning show that he can play. I'm not saying that he can't. I'm just saying I need to see it. I need to see it. Don't tell me how good this guy that can't get on the field. I mean, we've seen that so many times. Remember Mitchell Trubisky? we go. So, oh well. What are you going to do? My man Wakan said Penix and Knicks are second and third round players, so not really a bust. See, that's my whole sentiment, Wakan. I think the same thing. I think they might get picked in the first round, but I don't think they're first round talents. But I just think it's going to be Jaden Daniels. Yeah, Pat Cockrell. He says Jaden Daniels or Drake May. Caleb Williams has bust potential considering he's going to be going to the Bears. Yeah. If Caleb Williams was going anywhere but Chicago, I don't think there's a chance in hell that he's a bust. I think he's that good. I know people don't like him, but they don't like him for personal reasons. Has nothing to do with football. People are just, well, I don't like him. Well, why don't you like him? Well, he paints his fingernails. Okay. Well, he wore a dress and took a picture. Okay. Does that mean he can't throw a football? Does that mean he can't throw a football accurately or read a defense? Because if painting his nails and wearing a dress or a skirt, if that affects his ability to process information, then I'll have a problem. I will have a problem with him. But if his painted fingernails and his kilt wearing doesn't affect his ability to process information, then I don't care what he does. I literally don't care. As long as he can lead and he can play the quarterback position well, it's all that matters. It's all that matters. Leave all the personal stuff out of it, people. Don't get personal. You got to let that stuff go. You got to let it go. So, let it go. This is interesting. Now, we were talking about quarterbacks, but my man Mike DeRuler says the bust is Malik Neighbors. Maybe. I've heard that rumor. And I'm sorry, Rob, as a Commanders fan, he says, I agree, just because our history of drafting quarterbacks all the way back to what, Heath Schuler? Whew. I don't know. I think Washington, they don't have another quarterback on the roster. They're going to take one, but they got a new coaching staff. So maybe they'll develop a guy. Maybe things are changing for Washington for the better. The Dan Snyder curse is over. So maybe it's over, Rob. Don't be that way, my guy. Don't be that way, brother. It's over. It is over. SB Kenny says, I'm glazing Williams. Maybe. I'm just telling the truth, though. Telling the truth. Do you think the Steelers can train Fields? I think so. I hope, and I've said this, and I'll continue to say it, Justin Fields has to win the job in Pittsburgh for the Steelers' future. He's got to be the guy that wins. He's got to win the job and play well, and then he can be the quarterback for Pittsburgh for the next decade. But if Russell Wilson wins the job and he plays well, the Steelers will sign him to a new deal, but he's only going to be there another 2 or 3 years. I don't like that. Now, if we win, I'll be happy, and I'll have to accept it. And because I'm not that fan that's going to be mad about winning. I'm never going to be mad about winning. Never, ever, ever, ever. I want to win. But for the long-term future of the Steelers, Justin Fields needs to be the quarterback. And he needs to be the quarterback right now. Just my opinion. We're going to shut this one down for today, people. I appreciate everybody being here. Again, all platforms, you know exactly where you're at. Again, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time. Big B Daily is here. We will be back tomorrow. Aloha.